I am now brunette. Hi guys, welcome back. If you don't know me, my name is April Burkhead and welcome to my channel. For today's video, I am going to do a full face of drugstore dupes for my favorite holy grail high-end products. Not necessarily all full face. There are a few products that I did not find dupes for, but like I said, it's my everyday holy grail products I use every day that's high-end that you can get from Sephora. I found really good dupes that you can get from Walmart. I actually went to Walmart to make sure that they had all the products that I'm going to show in this video today, and they do. So that's good. Before we get started into this video, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, hit the notification bell so that way you're notified the next time I upload a video. And alright, now that I got that out of the way, let's get started into this video. So I'm just gonna go in order of how I do my makeup. Just gonna zoom you in here. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my brows. My favorite high-end brow product is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the Dipbrow Promade. This little bad boy right here. I absolutely love this guy. I have repurchased this I don't know how many times. A good dupe I found for this, and I've actually started noticing I've been going to this every day so far, is the e.l.f. Lock-On Liner and Brow Cream. This, right, yeah. The Anastasia one retails for $18 and the e.l.f. one retails for $4. It's a really good dupe. I got this one in shade Espresso. I mean, I've tried this product out quite a few times just to make sure that this was a dupe. I found this on a post on Pinterest. I don't know exactly who posted it, but it was the only one I found on the Dipbrow, other than like there was a Maybelline brow product, which I've tried the Maybelline one before, wasn't really a big fan, and the L'Oreal one, which I have not tried, but I decided to go for this one just because it was cheaper. It's only $4 and it said it was a closer dupe than any other products. So unfortunately with this product, there was only 2 shades I saw at Walmart. And I looked online on the e.l.f. site, and there's only, I think there was only 2 shades on the e.l.f. site as well. So the only downfall with this, it doesn't have one really good enough for like a lighter blonde brow, which I was before I dyed my hair. I was the shade taupe in the Anastasia Beverly Hills. So that is the only downfall. It doesn't really have a big color range because there's only 2 colors. Okay, so the next product is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer Pot. I only use this to shape my brows. A dupe that I found for this is the NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer Pot. The only difference between the two, it does have high coverage, this little guy right here, but it's not really oil controlling. So I'm just going in with the NYX, and I'm going to go ahead and touch up around the brows. And that's all I do. That's all I do with that $24 Estee Lauder product. Okay, so the next product I am going to go to is primer. Now I use 3 different primers. Just depending on how my skin is, I guess, or how I feel like it's going to be. Unfortunately, the one I really wanted to use today when I went to Walmart, they were actually out of stock, so I decided to go to this guy. Most of the time I do use this product. It's by Urban Decay. It's the Optical Illusion Complexion Primer, and you can see I'm almost out of it. I'm going to have to get the bigger size because this guy lasted me forever. I really do love this just for the fact that it does smooth out the complexion. A really good dupe that I found for this is by L'Oreal. It's the Magic Perfecting Base. I also find that this product right here, it's a really good dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer and also for the Bobbi Brown. Both of these right here, they feel the same. They help smooth out the complexion right around here, kind of like a soft focus type deal, you know what I mean? And I'm just going to apply it near the areas that I need a smoother place. Next product is the foundation. My favorite holy grail high-end foundation that I can't find another foundation that will do what this foundation does for me and for my oily skin. It is the Double Wear Stay in Place foundation. This bad boy right here. There are supposedly 3 different dupes for this foundation. One from Walmart that I find is a really good dupe. It's the Maybelline 24 Hours Super Stay foundation. I've seen a lot of videos where a lot of people were saying the Wet n Wild Photo Focus was a really good dupe for the Double Wear foundation, but to me, with my oily skin, the Wet n Wild one, it kind of made me a lot oilier than what I am. But I find that the Maybelline one works just as well. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of the Maybelline one onto my beauty blender, and I'm just going to go ahead and start blending that out. I honestly only need like 2 pumps of this, but you can go in with a little bit less than a pump, a full pump for a little extra coverage, but 2 full pumps for me is honestly just enough. I feel like this foundation works so well. In case you are a double wear user as well, I normally wear in between shade 1 in 1 Ivory Nude and 2W0. And right now, like I said, I'm kind of like in between. The 200 is still a little bit darker, and I have to apply a lighter concealer just to help blend it in. One from Maybelline, the one that is actually matching my skin perfect right now, I got shade 110 Porcelain. So the next product, unfortunately, I don't have a favorite high-end concealer. A lot of drugstore concealers work so well that I haven't really bought any high-end concealers, to be completely honest with you guys. The one that I have been loving is by Maybelline. It's the Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Concealer. I used to use like the Tarte Shape Tape, but to me it was a little bit too much underneath the eye area. It was too thick, and I even tried using less, and it was too cakey. I haven't really been going towards that one, but sorry guys, I don't have a favorite dupe, but I do have some dupes for some other products that I find work well. It's just I find this one right here is by all means my favorite everyday concealer. So this in shade Ivory. I also have it in the brightener, which I'm going to combine both of them right underneath the eye area. To set underneath the eye, I usually go for the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. It's a really good setting powder for oily skin. A good dupe I find for this, and I've seen on so many videos, is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. I also read that this is a really good dupe for the Huda Beauty baking powder as well. It doesn't come in a translucent shade. I got this in shade 05 Fair. So I'm just going to go ahead and set that underneath the eye area. I'm also going to set the chin area and the nose. And I'm take whatever excess that I have on the sponge, and I just kind of pat it over top the forehead area. So I'm just going to let this bake and set the under eye and the rest of the area. What I do next is I usually set the rest of my face, and I normally go in between either the Clinique Stay Matte pressed powder or the Estee Lauder matte pressed powder. So again, I go back and forth, just whichever one I grab for. They both work just the same to me. A good dupe for those that I find is the Rimmel London Stay Matte powder. So again, those two powders I have for high-end, it's the transparent shades, and I also have the invisible shade for the Clinique. I got this in the transparent shade as well for the Rimmel. So I'm just going to take my beauty blender, and I'm just going to kind of press it onto the powder and just start tapping over top the rest of the areas that I did not bake with. then just taking a fluffy brush in case there's any excess that applied too much onto the skin. I'm just brushing away that excess. So I do have a couple dupes that I want to show you guys for a couple of my favorite palettes, but unfortunately I'm going to show those in different videos. I'm just going to show you one of my favorite everyday palettes from the drugstore, which you can find this one at Walmart. It is the Milani. It's the Basic Mattes. It's an everyday eye palette right here. I haven't really seen this float around. I figured I would show it here just because this is a really good palette for an everyday use. I don't really use an everyday palette. I don't really use eyeshadow every day at all unless it's a transition shade, and that's it. So I'm just, like I said, this video is just for what I use every day, what my favorites are every day. I don't have an everyday palette, so I just feel like it's fair that I just show you the one I normally go to whenever I go to use a transition shade or anything. There will be a couple other videos that I show you a couple dupes for some of the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes and the Morphe palettes as well, but for this video I'm just going to use this one. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start off setting the eye area using the cream shade in this palette. Now there's a couple different transition shades in this palette that you can go for. Actually 3, which is the 3 middle ones right there. I am actually going to go for, I'm kind of going to mix. So I'm going to start out with the orange looking shade first. For the next shade, I'm going to take the 3rd transition shade in this palette right here. Okay, so I'm going to go over top that same area that we just applied the burnt orange looking shade. Okay, so taking a flat brush, I am actually going to go in with the darker brown in the palette, and I'm going to just set that on top the lid only. It'll make sense once I add the liner. I'm going to go ahead and brush away the setting powder. Go ahead underneath the eyes. I feel like it baked long enough. I'm going to go ahead and apply my liner. Unfortunately, I do not have a drugstore dupe for the liner that I use. So, okay, so now that I have the eyeliner applied, I'm going to go ahead and my bottom lash line with the darker brown shade that was in that palette. I'm actually going to go ahead and take the black that's in the palette as well and just kind of go over the outer corner here. And just taking a fluffy brush with nothing on it, I'm just going to kind of blend out any harsh lines. So now that I have my eyes done, I'm going to go ahead and bronze up my face. And the bronzer that I use every day is the Hoola Benefit bronzer. The dupe I found for this, and I've actually been using this a lot more every day than the Hoola one. The Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette in Dulce de Leche. when I was on Pinterest, I was looking at dupes I wanted to test out to see if they were actually good dupes. They said that this is also a really good dupe for the Marc Jacobs Makeup Bronzer. I've been testing this one out and I've actually liked this one a little bit more than the Hoola. Like, it blends out really well. And I'm just going to use this to bronze up the face. So I don't normally contour. I honestly do is I take that same bronzer shade and I take a more defined brush and I just go in the outer parts right here towards the hairline. And then what I do is I take whatever excess I have left on that brush and just kind of contour the nose area. And to really just help define my cheeks instead of contouring hardcore, I just take my loose powder, which I'm taking the Maybelline one in this one, and I'm just going right along underneath the cheek area. So I'm just going to let that set there for a second. I normally do, I just take whatever I have left on the brush and just kind of blend where that contour met the rest of my face so it's not too harsh. And I just kind of go over top that nose area too and the forehead. So while that's setting, I'm going to go ahead and apply my highlighter. What high-end highlighter I use is by Becca. It's Champagne Pop. And a dupe that I read for this is by e.l.f. and it's in Moonlight Pearls. This right here. So a little bit about the Moonlight Pearls is you have to scrape off the top layer to really get any pigment whatsoever. So that's the only downfall, but it is a lot cheaper. It's supposed to be a really good dupe. So this one's fairly new, so I'm just going to, this is I think my second time purchasing this. I'm literally just scraping off while I can off the top area. And just taking a, this is actually a setting brush, but I'm going to use it for a highlighting. Like the fallout is crazy. And I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to apply that on my cheek area here. And it's so pretty. I don't even know if that's picking that up. It's so bright. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you definitely have to scrape off the top layer to get anything, though. Like, literally scrape it off. Like, I took the back of the end of my brush and literally scraped. But, oh my gosh, the glow on that. I don't know if you guys can tell, like, it, like, this is just so pretty. I really like this highlighter. Really like it. I'm actually going to take that same highlighter and I'm going to highlight the inner part of the tear ducts of my eye. And also the brow bone. I'm gonna add a little bit more to the Cupid's bow. Oh my god. This has set long enough, I feel like, so I'm just gonna brush it away and kind of blend it over top the contour so it's not too harsh of a line. Where I have darkened my hair and it's making me pale, I have been using a little bit of blush. The blush that I have been loving so far is by Estee Lauder and it's in the shade Alluring Rose. A shade that I find works similar is by Milani and it's in shade Romantic Rose and it's a powder brush as well. It's really cute. It has a little rose. So I'm just going to take my blush brush and I'm going to apply a little bit of this along the cheeks. Okay, so the next product I'm going to show you here lately, I haven't really been using a lot of lip liners or lipsticks. I've been using a lot of liquid lipsticks and a gloss over top of them. No, I've been back and forth between the Kat Von D, the Tarte, and even one of the drugstore, which is NYX Cosmetics. But one that I'm going to show you guys today, formulas are really identical to the Kat Von D. It is by Wet n Wild, and it is the Catsuit liquid catsuit matte lipsticks. I love this. This is the second time I purchased it just because I found that it was on sale at Walgreens for like $2.68. The shade I love is Nudie Patootie. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that for you guys. It's like the perfect brown tone nude shade. And you guys, I've already applied a lip treatment so that way my lips will be smooth. Normally before any liquid lipstick that's a matte setting, I use a really good moisturizing lip balm. I actually used a lip treatment today. So it's very identical to the formula for the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks. I actually used this yesterday and it stayed on so well. It was so hard to get off. Okay, so the next product I use over top of that liquid lipstick, I just add a little bit just to give it a little bit of a shine. Also, the color on top of this color matches so well. It reminds me of the Bobbi Brown Laquers. So also the Estee Lauder ones that they used to have. There was one shade in there that I absolutely loved and they ended up getting rid of. It's by Maybelline. It's the Vivid Hot Lacquers, and I got this in shade Tease. Love this guy. It's the perfect color by itself as well, but where this one's so matte, I'm going to add a little bit over top. It's like a little pinky nude shade. Love this combination. So for this setting spray, I don't have a high-end dupe. This isn't necessarily high-end to me, so I don't really use a setting spray. The one I use is actually not even high-end. You can get at Ulta. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Wet n Wild Faux Focus Mini Matte Spray. I'm just going to go ahead and spray it. And that is it, you guys. This is my full face. Well, not necessarily full face. There was a few that weren't really necessarily dupes, but I felt like they are just as good as any high-end product. But yeah, I think I covered all my actually holy grails that I actually found good dupes for. So in my next video of dupes, I'm going to show you guys a full face of dupes that you can get from Ulta, and then the next one after that is a full face of dupes that you can get from either CVS or Walgreens. So stay tuned for that. If you ended up liking this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have not already, subscribe to my channel, hit the little notification bell so that way you are notified the next time I upload a video. And yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.
Because I'm doing this for the thrill of it, killing it, never not chasing a million things.